you know that following God's plan for your life can help build your faith and live a victorious life? Join Pastor B J Adaramola of God's Grace Fellowship Church as it takes you on a journey to experience divine transformation, and your life will never remain the same.
Welcome once again to this Change is Here series. Today, we'll be going ahead to dig deeper into this change-induced phenomenon. But before we go very far, I want us to listen to the change expert himself, the number one change advocate, the greatest change agent. That is in the person of our Lord Jesus Christ. You will be amazed at the pronouncement and principles and proverbs our Lord Jesus Christ taught on change. Kindly follow me to Mark chapter 2 verse 21 to 22. And it reads, "No man also sewed a piece of new cloth on an old garment, as the new piece that fill it up taketh away from the old, and the rent is made worse." Verse 22, "And no man putteth new wine into old bottles, as the new wine does burst the bottles, and the wine is spilled, and the bottles are mad. But new wine must be put into new bottles." But new wine must be put into new bottles. Again, if we look at Luke chapter 5, I will read only verse 39. Luke chapter 5, verse 39. "No man also having drunk old wine straightway desireth new, for he said, the old is better." What is our Lord Jesus Christ saying there? He says that when it comes to the issue of change, you do not put an old wine into old bottles. In the olden days, bottles did not come like the glass bottle of today. The bottles came in animal skin. And our Lord Jesus Christ was saying that putting a new wine into an old wine bottle will burst the bottle. And up to today, our Lord Jesus Christ said that you do not want to patch a hole in an old garment or old cloth, and you go and buy a new cloth to patch a hole in an old garment. He said that the new cloth is going to pull out of the old garment, and the hole is even going to be bigger. The mess is going to be bigger. The crisis is going to be bigger. The consequences is going to be bigger. And he also said something. Okay, before I go to the later part of the statement, what is that one telling us? Our Lord Jesus Christ is just trying to tell us that in this current time, similar things should be treated similarly. Unfamiliar things should be given unfamiliar treatment. He also added in that Luke chapter 5 verse 39 that there's no person who drinks an old wine that will desire new. He will say the old is better. Meaning, change does not come naturally. Change will not come on its own. People don't want to change. It is in the habit of human beings not to change naturally. Therefore, if you must embrace change and benefit from the current situation, you must bring yourself to embrace the change. Now, let us go ahead. Let's ask ourselves the question. Where does change come from? Have you ever asked yourself, where does change come from? We have been talking of change. Change. Where does change come from? We want to quickly look. The answer we will give, we want to give answer from about 3 or 4 kinds of change. By the time we look at 3 or 4 types or kinds of change, you will be able to now know, where change comes from. Number 1, there is what is called happened change. It is also known as compelled change. It is also known as compulsory change. It is also known as forced change. In case you do not still understand, it is the change of coronavirus kind. COVID-19 kind of change. Happen change. Happen change comes in a way that is not predictable. A happen change is not predictable, and also it is traumatic. It is not predictable, it is traumatic. Therefore, it also has an ability to generate uncontrolled outcome. In other words, this kind of change is a change you do not prepare for. It is an accidental change. No man plans to have an accident. No man rehearsed to have an accident. But when accident comes, it comes unannounced, just like the coronavirus. Therefore, how do you respond to a happen change? You respond to a happen change generally because it is a change that is accidental. It is a change that is compelled. You respond to happen change through what I will call trial and error. Just like the current pandemic called COVID-19. The change is forced. The change is compelled. And people are responding to this change through trial and error. Why do I say through trial and error? This is a kind of change that does not have antecedent. There is no antecedent in this kind of change. There is no precedent to cite in this kind of change. There is no history to consult in this kind of change. You do not have somebody, a mentor, an expert to run to in this kind of change. It is a new change. It is a novel change. Hence, the response to it has to come through first efforts in trial and error. Just yesterday or today now, I learned the United Kingdom have started test running, or they have started the trial vaccine for coronavirus. Thinking, believing that it will work. So also is happen change. Number two, the second kind of change is anticipatory. Anticipatory change is a change that you anticipate. A change that does not come on you suddenly. A change that you plan for. A change that you react to. We also call it reactive change. We also call it plan change. This is a kind of change that will come when, how do I put it now? This kind of change, you anticipate it. You plan for it. It happens especially maybe when the focus of an organization happens to do with reorientation, or an internal thing happens that checks the system. Maybe by the time I explain further, you will know. How do you respond to anticipatory change? That is reactive change. That is plan change. You can respond to it in two ways. One, by tuning in, looking inwards. Meaning, it may make you adjust the way you do a thing, or you do not do a thing. It may involve you reorganizing a certain department, if it is an organization. It may mean you will have to bring in, you will have to alter the internal dynamics of how the organization or the enterprise or the system or the church run. And the second aspect of it is that if you do not look inward, if it is not a change that makes you look inward, it is a change that will make you react, that will make you adjust to an external influence. If that is the case, you may need to represent yourself. Look at the way you present yourself to your customer, to the people that patronize you, to the world around you, to the environment. Maybe it has something to do with your outlook, your perception. This is a change that you have to adjust to. The third one. Let's give us one more kind of change. We call it operational change. Operational change. The word operational change means the way the system works, the way one thing cooperate with another in your organization, the way one department relates, the way the machines work, the condition of the machine, the condition of the personnel, the administration. It has to do with your operations, the things that generate income, the things that generate the income, the things that generate your goodwill. And you look at operational change. You embark on operational change when your focus has to do with either there is now a challenge or a complaint concerning the quality of your products. Pari passu, that is in comparison with your competitors. Don't forget, you don't have monopoly of anything. Anything you are doing, other people are doing it. And they are in the same market. They are also reaching out to the same kind of market, the same kind of jurisdiction, to the same kind of people you are reaching out to. So if your focus is on improving the quality of your product, then you need an operational change in comparison to what the competitors, the others, are doing. Another time you will need operational change is in the service delivery. Your product may be good, but you may not be delivering it well. Your system of delivery may be out of tune with the current challenges. Therefore, when the challenge is that of delivery of services, your delivery, your system is okay, but your delivery is faulty. For example, assuming we are talking of two banking institutions, two people go to bank to go and conduct similar transaction. Let us take an example to make withdrawals, cash withdrawals. Somebody goes in within 5 minutes, he has already come out with his cash. Another person goes in within 30 minutes, 1 hour is yet to come out with the cash. Finally, after about 45 minutes to 1 hour, he comes out with his cash. Something is wrong with the delivery. Something is wrong with the delivery system. When you have issues with your delivery, then you call for operational change. Another thing you will need to do in operational change, how to respond. Before we round up this very topic, how to respond to operational change. When operational change comes, in other words, you have problem with the quality of whatever you are doing. People are already complaining with the quality of what you are doing. Or, on the other hand, the delivery, the quality of your delivery. There are things you do. One of them is that you may need to bring in new technology. You may need to consider introducing new technology. You also may need to consider your machinery, the re-engineering, the technological department need to be rejigged. Then another thing is how to respond to it is you may need to change the administration. Maybe you may need to move people or bring in new people who can now revitalize your delivery. Another thing will be when the focus may be the market now. The market is now, your competitors are beginning to gain much ground, or you are losing some of the ground you have gained before. Now, you may also, under operational change, look at both the system, look at the departments, look at the engineering, as I said, and also look at your technology. Finally, I will add one more change for you to know where does change come from. We call it fundamental change. You call it fundamental change, or what we call mission change. A fundamental change, the word fundamental means, or mission change, it is a change that comes, that you embark upon when maybe the environment has completely changed. For example, you are producing things, but now the taste and preferences of customers, they have changed. Customers no longer use what you are producing. What you are producing, there are better products, there are better quality, there are better systems outside. It is as if you are still using typewriter to type your letters. Where now computers are coming, you need a fundamental change. Typewriter cannot cope in this age of computer and in this age of all manner of operating system, Apple, what do we call it now? Apple, Macintosh, and all other systems that are already outside. When you need fundamental change is when as if the world have left you behind. You are no longer, you have started losing relevance. You have started losing relevance. Even as a church, you have started losing relevance. People no longer, those who come to your church before, they no longer come. Those, your customers again, they no longer come. And when you ask them why, they say they no longer use your product. If that is the case, you need a fundamental change. And how will that one come? You need a change in vision. A change in vision, you need a redefinition of the entire organization. Something tells me you will need to bat a new thing entirely, which has to be fundamental. And once you change the vision, of course, you have to change the mission. Because your mission is when you organize it, men, material, resources, to carry out your vision. That is what is called mission. Mission simply means organization of resources, men and materials in pursuit of vision. So when vision changes, certainly the mission will change. And you, the missionary, will just have to also change. You cannot continue to use old system to solve modern challenges. So therefore, in the next series, we want to look at some of the methods, some of the models. We'll be talking deeply now, and our application will be changing. I just decided to give you the 4 kinds of changes that just come to my mind. There are more than that. But in the next series, we'll be looking at models of change. You can now choose the model that can work for you. Till that time, may the Lord be with you. May the Lord keep you. I look forward to joining you. Thank you.